Ground ball towards the middle. Edman with the backhand with time throws out to left. Against the Cardinals this year. Here's that starting lineup brought to you by Potawatomi. So Wade Miley to work. He faces Tommy Edman and opens up with ball one. And he's going to go. Edman a swing and a miss at a changeup.
We're going to see a lot of changeups. Going to see a lot of fast birds.
To third, Monasterio, slick pickup, and he throws out Edman.
16 homers against righties. Lefties only 2, but lefties barely batting over 200.
And Newbar taps it foul.
Just to see his range of plate appearances, pretty big.
Check swing, he went around, and Miley picks up.
Sequence in his head, knows what he's doing.
Rare curveball and get. That's going to be extra bases for Paul Goldschmidt, just his second in. Had a sac fly in game one. That's where Miley was trying to put. And a ground ball hit to short. Adames gets around it. Arenado didn't get out of the box. 3. And if the Pirates beat the Cubs again like they did last night, the Brewers are looking at 2. Monasterio. Goldschmidt out of room.
They don't do a whole lot.
Strike 3 called. Slider on the outside corner, and Monasterio. Caratini, ground ball left side. Ranging is Fermin. And a line drive on a couple of hops out to short. Mason Wynn.
And he's been really good at limiting the hard hit damage, just 26.6% over his.
Just little adjustments. Gets a weak ground ball hit to third. Monasterio, long throw across.
Like, just looking at it, as this guy's been through it. He's been with all these teams. He's been with all these pitching coaches. And that's what you want in a veteran presence.
I go back to a game that was at American Family Field earlier.
Just making things better. And I will say this: as the season goes on, and you know your arm gets tired, you got a pitching coach like Chris Hook. He's looking at it. He can tell little things and say, "Hey, maybe try this." And that collab.
Kisner takes a strike after Miley had missed with 5 straight day. And ground ball softly hit to third with foul. Another Tapper foul.
Out what you're doing, and in and out, up and down, left, right, BA. That's a code that you have to crack.
Swing and a miss. He chased the changeup off the plate. Second strikeout here. Toss to first has Walker back. And Walker's going to make the turn, head for to go to second. He just sit with 2 outs. And just missed the changeup for ball 1.
We could work with 2 outs. It's really been on both sides as well.
But if the Brewers don't put those 4 runs on the goes out towards left. Canna gives it a look, but it's foul. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Miley gets out of the inning. Strands a pair of cards. Shorter time to diagnose that. They've done everything right as a team. Quick 0-2 on Perkins. 2 or fewer runs. Been in every single game. Essentially grounded foul. They've had to grind their way in 2018. Had Yelich at the beginning of September. 2020 was what 2020. Perkins back and gone.
Perkins with another long.
And now Sal Frelick takes strike 1. The plate. And Frelick even in the count, a ball and a strike. Sal to third, only guy there. Fermin slings it. The 10th home run allowed by Michaelis. Last 6+ starts. Didn't get the call to make it full play in the first inning. And there's a strike right down Clark Street. William Contreras with an man in scoring position first inning. His first ever hit against Miles Michaelis. There's 7 for 24 in the series in that situation. 3 for 5 yesterday. Canna jams one foul.
Well, after having just one extra.
Canna on the ground to third. Fermin looks the runner back and throws out. And see how he feels. I don't blame him. I mean, he's got a
home games.
Quick 0-2 on Adames the regular season.
Well, and it's Adam Wainwright. If he
swing and a miss, and Willie Adames. Brewers setting a franchise record last night, longest streaks of allowing 5 or base.
Has to be.
Now Willie Adames is continuing to. Edman on the ground is short. Adames throw across the diamond to first base. Easy play. Rowdy Tellez. Goldschmidt. And that one got a piece of Victor Caratini.
What about Contreras on Contreras?
Yeah.
Didn't apologize from our view.
No way. Miley strikes out Goldschmidt.
Creating loss, a 1-0 shutout. Adam Wainwright pitched a gem that night, but a very classy gesture by the team.
Yeah, not often do you get a chance to be a part of that. And a thank you to the thank you from Adam Wainwright. His way out as Monasterio. No issues for Lars Nootbaar for out. People are going to get there. The way that baseball is these days. Some of these.
Sabathia at American Family Field, just speaking with him on the bat, the last really good starter vintage.
Fouls it back for strike 1. And Tim, back to what we were talking way then the players that accumulated the big time numbers in the 60s, 50s, types of milestones.
Well, you don't have like 3-man rotations, 4-man rotations. Now you're looking at 5 season. No one's thrown that many since. Had 35 starts. Only 5 people have done that since.
Happened to him last night against the Pirates. Giving up a few runs, 6th spot, 3. Might be the front runner is Yeped. Terang.
Made the read it all the time?
Yes.
I apologize, Adam, for listening. I only read about once a week.
Your pod.
The guys on base in the rain said it was one of the heart-pounding moment. That ball coming down.
And with the tying run on base in the 8th inning too.
That helps.
And Walker again draws a walk. So first pitch strike. Sal Frelick takes care of it. More weak contact. Terang is the hitter. Squares around the bunt and takes strike 1. We've seen Bryce lay down a couple of bunts. He had a sacrifice in the game.
Only one out working on.
Miss is going to stop at City in particular base.
Throw.
Perkins pops it up.
But since he's been here, he's got 3 sac flies. So you know that in his.
Frelick in an 0-2 hole. He has been grinding through it.
And nearly as many walks, 27 key to have that kind of plate discipline. So that's something that maybe we've seen.
Third. And line drive. A vintage Sal Frelick swing as he can run of the game for the Brewers. In an 0-2 hole against Michaelis. Fouls it straight back. And for Contreras. It's scooped by Kisner. Ball and 2 strikes on Contreras. Grand slam. There's a ground ball to third. Should get the Cardinals out of the inning, and it will. Brewers. It's it off the end of the bat. Changeup's been good for Wade Miley this afternoon. Softly hit to short. Adames. Than 10 seconds on that pitch clock. Out is Terang, and it'll be Frelick coming in to make. This one a ground ball. That's a fair ball. No, foul. The person that would be the worst roommate would be Bryce Terang. And Sal admitted, he goes, I'd never.
You know, everyday player, you do not want to room with a pitcher. Those guys don't usually clash.
First, it's going to fall for a base hit. He's first, heading for second. Yepes not in. Up front of the curveball. Can still spin it. Ground to make sure it was going to get through. He'll hold at third, but Rowdy.
Area, I can look it up.
And a base hit for Monasterio. Brewers take a knock by Monasterio, number 200. Caratini down the right field line, hooking, foul.
It's out in the bullpen.
Rolls one softly to first base. Goldschmidt hit in the air. Walker makes the